Coming up,
People are always so interested in needlepoint, and every step of needlepoint is hand done. So it's hand painted, hand stitched, and hand finished.
learn how to needlepoint stitch with me. We'll go over the basics and find out more about the soothing meditative benefits of this age-old craft. If your neck hurts or leans too far forward, you'll definitely want to learn these exercises and stretches. Personal trainer Morgan Shapiro says taking a walk is great exercise and has a few ideas to make it even better. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and on this show, we've taken you all over South Florida and shown you a lot. We teach you how to work out, where you can eat healthy, we give you healthy information, we interview doctors, we even share with you activities and hobbies that you can take part in. There's not a whole lot of things that you can do that when you're done with them, you have a memento left over. Well, today, you will if you participate in needlepointing. That's right, it's not crocheting, it's not cross-stitching, it's needlepointing, and we're gonna learn what the difference is in Aventura with a local shop owner. Let's go meet Shayna. Hey Shayna, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to start needlepointing. Is that what you would say?
Yes, we are needlepointing today.
All right. For people that do not know, including myself, what is needlepointing?
So needlepoint is a needle art form. There's many different needle arts. There's knitting, there's crochet, there's hook rug, there's, cross stitch. There's a million different forms. So this is just one that falls under the umbrella of a needle art.
All right. And what does it require to get started if somebody's interested in doing it?
Not much. You need to find either a needlepoint store in person, a brick and mortar, or you can shop online, and you need a canvas, some threads, a scissor, and a needle.
All right.
That's it.
And when it comes to why you'd want to do this, so why do you needlepoint?
It's something that's in my blood. All the women in my family have done it, and I am just the only one who brought it to a store.
And how did this get started?
So I've been slowly working towards this for many years. I was first a needlepointer, then I was a designer, and then I started teaching classes online, and eventually it just led me here, and I decided to open my shop a few months ago.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's beautiful in here. There's lots of pretty colors, which I like.
Thank you.
And today, we're going to be making this, correct?
Yes, I painted that for you.
Thank you so much.
And we are going to learn on that canvas.
We love it. So this is called the canvas.
Yes.
And what do you use this for?
So essentially it's like color by number. This is stitch by color. So this is your guide to know where to stitch on the canvas and so that your design is brought to life with thread.
And you said that you painted this for us. Is that how these are made?
Yes, all canvases are hand painted. The needlepoint industry is slowly moving into being able to print canvases, but for many, many, many generations they've always been hand painted, and that's what I do.
Yeah, it seems almost like it should just stay painting because it's already something that is an old practice that we want to keep true to.
Yes, absolutely. People are always so interested in needlepoint, and every step of needlepoint is hand done. So it's hand painted, hand stitched, and hand finished.
All right, and how long is it going to take to make this?
That all depends on you, how quickly you stitch. This canvas is a 6x4, so if you're stitching every day, for an hour or so, it should take you a week or two to finish.
So we won't be done on this episode, but we'll get as far as we can, and we'll certainly have fun doing it. So what's the next step?
Now we are going to choose some threads.
All right, we'll choose some threads, and you can watch this. Where you're standing is where you can park your boat. And then off to the right, which you just might have seen, is the bar that's on a dock. And then to the left is the rest of the restaurant where you can dine inside or out on the patio with a beautiful view and a breeze. Now let's go meet Chef Kelly on the patio. As promised, this is Chef Kelly. Kelly, I gotta say, all this food looks and smells amazing. It looks healthy. I'm gonna dig in quickly here, but before I do, tell me, what are we looking at?
All right, so we have some beautiful oysters in a half shell, Irish point, and we have a tuna carpaccio, curry chicken, double bone-in 14-ounce pork chop, and a miso salmon.
Tell me about your cuisine here. Why does it have so much health related to it, even though you're not a health restaurant per se?
I don't know. There might be a lot of meat on the table right now, but we are a little bit more seafood forward. I'd say the team likes to try to design a menu. We want to kind of have a restaurant that someone can eat at 7 days a week.
Yeah, and it's such an experience being here because it's not just a restaurant, and it's not just a restaurant by the water. It's a restaurant by the water, and you're surrounded by yachts, beautiful boats. You can arrive here by land or by sea. Tell me about that experience of being here.
Service, food, and location. My focus obviously is the food. We have great management that inspires great service, and the location is something you can never take for granted. I feel like it's a little bit of a hidden gem in Fort Lauderdale that people are really starting to discover. So this restaurant is for everybody who will give us a chance to build a relationship with our guests and clients.
That's wonderful. We love to hear that, and we love it for everybody to be able to be included and to get to enjoy this environment, even though it feels exclusive, it doesn't have to exclude anyone, and we love that.
I just want to cook stuff that people feel like they can eat on a regular basis. You know, I definitely, like I said before, there's definitely items on the menu for people who feel a little bit more indulgent, or let's say are celebrating something. Yeah. But you know, I don't want it to just be a special occasion location. I want it to be someplace where, when someone's hungry, they know they can come to eat.
Well, Chef Kelly, thanks for taking care of us today and providing all this delicious food. If people want to learn more about Yad, how can they?
Exploring social media at YOTLMC, and we'll probably answer any questions that you may have. All right. Well, Chef Kelly, thank you so very much for having us here today. Of course. Thank you, man. Of course. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Let's keep digging into this. Do it. Cheers. Neck exercises and stretches to fix posture are coming up when SoFlo Health returns.
Focusing on you. Innovations in modern medicine. From your team of eye experts at Bascom Palmer Eye Institute.
When Tony Etzel's right eye became blurred by floaters, he knew something was wrong.
Sometimes big black chunks would move across my field of vision.
Instead of waiting for an in-person appointment, Tony used Bascom Palmer Eye Institute's Rapid Virtual Eye Care Clinic launched during the COVID-19 pandemic under the direction of optometrist Dr. Natalie Townsend.
By creating a virtual platform, patients were able to connect with eye doctors here at Bascom Palmer virtually from the comfort of their own home.
With the click of a button, patients can have direct access to a Bascom Palmer eye doctor the very same day.
As long as they have an electronic device, they'll be able to connect with an eye doctor through a Zoom link that they will get after the appointment is made.
Tony had a retinal detachment and was in surgery the next morning. He says the Rapid Virtual Eye Care Clinic and the team at Bascom Palmer saved his sight.
I feel cared for and protected, that I have an advocate to keep my vision good.
For the 21st year in a row, Bascom Palmer Eye Institute has been ranked the #1 eye care hospital in the nation by U.S. News and World Report.
To be recognized for that is a great feeling, and I don't take for granted that I'm working among some of the most brilliant minds in ophthalmology.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, that's Shayna, and we're still at SBT Stitches, about to begin needle pointing, but you need thread, and we picked some.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So these are my favorite threads. These threads are 50% silk and 50% wool. When needlepoint first made its big round, when our grandmothers were stitching, the most popular thread to stitch with was wool. And so a lot of people gravitate towards this thread because it incorporates the wool into it. But we have many different types of thread in needlepoint. For example, we have threads that are 100% silk, like these ones and these ones over here. We have some straw ones that are great for beach hats or baskets or something like that. We have a lot of glitter. We have velvet. We have 100% wool if you want to stitch with wool. We have cotton. Like the options are endless.
Yeah, well, the good news is you don't have to remember all that. You can just ask Shayna or your local shop. So anyway, let's begin with the stitching. We've got the canvas, we got the threads.
Yes.
What do you say we take a seat and get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll see you in just a bit. On SoFlo Health, we often give you ideas for workouts, places you can go, and things that you can do to stay in shape. But sometimes you just want something you can do right now or in a small amount of time. And I know you have the time for this one because you're watching us after all. So in the commercial break, or after you see this, you can run it back and do it yourself. It's to protect your neck and to make it stronger. If you want to bring your neck in a proper position, you need to do two things. You need to loosen and stretch the muscles that are taking over and putting it in the wrong position, and you need to strengthen the muscles that hold your neck in the proper position. To start the stretch, you want to be seated on a fairly firm surface. I'm on a couch. You can be on your bed. You can be on a chair. It doesn't have to be perfectly firm, but somewhere that you can be sturdy. You want your feet planted on the ground, and you want to tighten your core just a little bit. It doesn't have to be frozen like this, but you do want to be able to be sturdy and sit up as straight as you can. Put your hand on your shoulder and chest as a cue to keep your shoulder down. So now I'm going to tilt my head to the opposite side slowly, and you'll feel a nice stretch almost all the way up into your ear, all the way down to your shoulder by where my fingertips are, down here. And this is all you have to do. You can stay right here for about 30 seconds at a time, and you can do this throughout the day. You don't have to do a bunch, one right after the other. And then you can do the other side. Now, if you're really tight or you just want to take it up a notch, then you do the same movement. So I'm gonna put my hand here. I'm gonna slowly lean over. And now what I can do is just a subtle nodding motion, as if you were nodding yes to somebody, but you don't bring your head back to its original position. So like this, chin down, chin up, chin down, chin up. And you'll feel it almost cranking that muscle if it's really tight, and that will slowly loosen it. Slowly come back up. You don't want to do a lot of this, especially if it's your first time. Start light and see where your tolerance is, because it's something that if you overdo it, it'll actually inflame it and make it worse. It's one of those find the right balance situations. We've stretched muscles that have been too tight and are holding us in the wrong position. But how do you get your body to hold itself in the right position? That means you have to strengthen the muscles that would normally be holding it in the right position. All you really need to do is push your chin in like this, and you'll feel a little bit of a pull in your upper mid-back. Now, you can use your fingers as a cue on your chin. You can do about 10 or 15 of these to start. Or on the floor. If you have a tennis ball or a massage ball nearby, grab it. You might want to use it. You don't need it, but you might want to use it. Dr. Sand gave me this one for this purpose. Okay, this will look familiar to you if you've been watching SoFlo Health. If you just lay on your back, with your feet planted on the ground, we've showed you in the past how to take a towel, roll it up, and put it in this gap behind your neck to help release the tension there. Well, we're actually gonna use this gap to our advantage now to do our chin tucks. And we can do the same thing we did before, just simply tuck your chin. As if you're giving yourself a double chin. Just keep doing that. And that will strengthen the muscles that hold your chin, or not your chin. That will strengthen the muscles that hold your neck in the right place. You can take a tennis ball or massage ball like this one, place it right under your neck. So I'm going right under here. And a little bit on the higher side. And I'm going to do the same thing we just did. Chin tuck, and now you'll feel the ball rolling along there with you. It actually gives you a little bit of support and massages the muscles that might be a little tight. About 10 or 15 reps is all you need, and you can do that a few times throughout the day to protect your neck. In fact, we're done with this, so when you have a commercial break, try it out. Or if you have a DVR, run it back and try it now. I'm ready to begin. Are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
Well, of course you are, but I'm here getting ready. But before we talk about the next step, take a look at this. You're telling me that this was the canvas,
yes,
and this is the final product?
Yes, and so you take this canvas, you choose whatever threads you want. Mm-hmm. This one, I believe, was stitched with some glitter in it, as you can see, some metallics. And this, you can use it as a Christmas ornament on your Christmas tree. You can hang it on a doorknob. And, you just enjoy what you've made. I, like many people at home, thought everything just turned out to be a flat square like this, but that's not the case. No. You have some pink thread. Yes. What do we do next? Okay, so step one, you have to thread your needle. So we pull out a piece of thread, always pull straight up, and we thread our needle. There are such things that exist called a needle threader, if you're not so good at threading your needle, but I have done it so many times that it's like magic. Sure. And then you're going to tie a knot in your thread. So I do a little snazzy knot, oops, There we go. We got a knot.
Okay.
So we're gonna start stitching. When you're needle pointing, you're always stitching from the right side of the area to the left side of the area, and you're always looking at the color of the intersection, not the color of the hole. We are going to start by putting our thread below. We're going to anchor our thread down so that when we stitch over it, it gets held in place, and then we cut off our knot. So we're gonna start on this first intersection here. You're always going from the right to the left, and you're going from the bottom left of the intersection to the top right, a forward slash. So here we go. You come up here, bottom left, and we go in on the top right. And that is
Bottom
our
left to top right. And that's our first stitch?
That's our first stitch.
Okay, well, while you watch this, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do this. More simple stitching tips and ways to spice up your walk are after the break on SoFlo Health. Look, I did it. And it is needle pointing at SBT Stitches with Shayna. I'm Hunter Frankie. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. And I finished my first row.
You did a great job.
It only took about 5 minutes. But it was kind of meditative almost. I was hyper focused because you don't want to mess it up, and it's a new thing, which is fun to learn.
Yes.
Now, my question is, you said that we always go from right to left.
Yes.
Correct? Well, what if I need to go down this next row? What do I do?
So now you're gonna flip the direction of your stitch. So instead of working from the bottom to the top, you're now gonna work from the top to the bottom.
All right.
So
let's
see how you
try
do
this
row.
move now. So I'm going through this shared hole here.
Yep, good job.
And then I'm now going down to this one here.
Yes.
It's a little dicey when it looks like you've already been through there.
Yes.
Great. All right, well, let's see if I can get this next row, and you can watch this. We're somewhere in Aventura going for a walk. This is personal trainer Morgan Shapiro, and normally she has us doing all sorts of exercises with bands, with your body weight, dumbbells, barbells, you name it, she has us doing it. But today, we're just going for a walk.
We are just going for a walk, and sometimes I always say, something's better than nothing. Walking is a great thing for your fitness, especially if you're in Florida. You get a lot of sunshine, that vitamin D. If you're someone like me, you're hitting hard in the gym, and maybe sometimes you need to slow down and just go for a little walk. Or maybe walking's your thing. You walk every morning, every evening, helps relieve a lot of stress. So
what do you want to talk about today when it comes to walking?
So going for a regular walk, like we said, is great, but there's also some ways that we can enhance our walk. Physically, mentally, just improving the overall experience. And the first way I want to talk about is adding in some intervals. So now that can be walking at a faster pace, that could be doing a little run. And I know Hunter has done a lot of intervals on the show. So what is an interval to you, Hunter?
Intervals, it's just what it sounds like. It's an interval of time that you're doing one thing, and then you can switch it up to something else. So you can use it as time, you can use it as tempo. You could say 30 seconds of a walk, 30 seconds of a run, or you could say 5 minutes of a walk, 30 seconds of a run. You could say, I'm going to run until I see the next light pole, and then I'm going to go for a walk. Whatever it is for you, you just want to switch up the pace. So what do you say we switch up the pace?
I say we switch up the pace. Let's do it.
What are some other ways to keep the walks interesting?
So another way to keep the walk interesting is adding in some body weight exercises. No equipment needed. You can do things
SoFlo
like
Health fans.
SoFlo Health fans. You can do things like lunges, right? So we're gonna do some body weight lunges, going down, then coming back up. I want you to think of 2 90-degree angles, keeping that back heel lifted. We've done this a ton on the show. Let's go. We got one more. Maybe you've reached your light post, right? And now it's time to do some body weight squats. We're going down 1. Maybe you say, okay, I'm gonna do 10 at every mailbox I see. You know?
Or when I see a blue jay fly by, or I don't know, whatever your marker is.
Right, that's the time. And then now it's not only legs that you can work out, you could also bring it down. We can do some shoulder taps, body weight, feet, shoulder width, tap, tap. Let's do one more, and then we're gonna go for Hunter's favorite, feet together. Let's do a few push-ups. We're going down and up. Very good. And of course, when you stop to do these things, make sure you're aware of what's around you. Make sure there's not a bicycle coming behind you. You go over to the side. But the world is your gym. So stay moving and get it done.
Now I think I'm just gonna lunge on out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I'm all for it.
You know what? This is a mistake. You see that? That's where I messed up. But fortunately, Shayna is here to help me undo what I've done.
Yes.
So what happens if someone is like me and messes it up?
So you never want to run your needle back through the hole because you can create a big knot. So we
Okay.
take the needle off the thread and you use your needle almost like a toothpick and you just pick this thread out and you rethread your needle.
And you rethread and you start again.
And you start again.
Well, that was a lot less disastrous than I thought it was going to be.
Yes. Here you go.
Okay, so I've gotten my second row. I messed up the third row because I was getting a little too confident. Now I'm going to continue, and the next time you see me, I won't be done. But I'll be in another segment of the show. You're probably watching this on Sunday if you're watching us live. If you've DVR'd it, well, I don't know what day of the week it is. But for us, it's Folklife Friday. I'm at the historic Lyric Theater because right next door, here in Overtown, it's Folklife Fridays. Let's go talk to Jackie and find out what it's all about. I'm just outside of the historic Lyric Theater, and I'm joined by Jackie of the New Washington Heights CDC. Jackie, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Well, thank you for coming.
So tell me, what's going on today? What's happening?
Well, today is first Friday of the month, and we have Folklife Friday Festival that we offer a place for minority businesses, small businesses, to come and sell their products.
That's wonderful. Who's welcome to come here?
Everybody, any and everybody, as long as they are a small business that do business outside or just getting started to do business.
Besides, of course, coming here for themselves and seeing what it's like, do you have a website or something like that they can check out?
Yeah, we do. Don't ask me.
Okay, no problem. We won't. But it'll be on the screen for people to see.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's, of course, one way.
Yeah.
Or they can come here.
Yeah.
And how often are you here again?
We're here every first Friday.
Every first Friday of the
Yeah.
month. And you generally start around noon.
Yes,
And you go to about 10.
yes.
Well, that sounds great. I can't wait to see what else is here. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. It looks like this is my family. This seems to be my brother's daughter.
There they go.
I haven't seen. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah.
Family all around here.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. Next to me is Shayna of SBT Stitches, and I am stitching my last few stitches of the H in SoFlo Health using the canvas that she hand painted for us. Shayna, thank you so much for
Thank
having us
you.
and teaching me. That's all we have for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health at SoFloShows.com. You can follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. And until next week, it's goodbye, good health, and decent stitching.